Please consider becoming a patron of the Ramen Raider. Patrons receive special benefits like bonus videos, voting on the Patron's Choice Top 10, and early Top 10 list access. Visit patreon.com/The Ramen Raider and become a patron today. Thank you. Alright, hey, this is Hans the Ramen Raider coming at you with an extra special episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. The show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles, and today is the day after a crazy thing happened, and so we are going to make a prison ramen burrito, showcasing the wonder and majesty that is Canada. Alright, so what do we do? How do we do this? First off, Mr. Noodles. I was gonna go with the other brand, but I thought Mr. Noodles would probably be the best way to go. And by divine providence, we actually have this package of noodles here today. I'll explain more later in the program. So I'll put the noodles in the pot. And we're going to cook those for 2 minutes. So what is the deal? Why am I making a Canadian ramen burrito today? Prison ramen burrito? It all has to do with this pamphlet that was given to me kindly by I don't know how kindly, but given to me by a U.S. Customs agent at the Blaine Peace Arch border. Blaine Peace Arch border is very scenic and very intrusive. And, bringing agriculture to the United States. Okay? So we went up to Canada yesterday, and went to this RAD place in Richmond, BC, Lansdowne Center. It's called Shop and Save. They've got some of the coolest stuff. We'll see all these little checks all the way down this receipt. The kind folks at U.S. Customs decided that we shouldn't have those shouldn't come in. And so that was seized. 2 instant noodles were not, 3 weren't seized. But since I run theramenraider.com and I make a pittance from doing that, they decided that we were to be assessed a truck crossing fee. Yes, because it's commercial. Yeah, right here. U.S. Customs and Border, Homeland Security for instant noodles, and it was $13.40. Final sale, no refund. But yeah, that's kind of the whole reason that there is a prison ramen burrito going down right about here. So the noodles are done. You can probably see a big pot of noodle. They get crushed up, really crushed up. And did I even show you these noodles? I'll dig into the I just took the trash out, so it's not gross. Mr. Noodles. These are Canadian. And in retrospect, I don't even remember if they saw these. I showed them like all the food that we got up there and at the border. And this was kind of buried, so I don't know if they actually saw it. I wasn't trying to keep it from them or nothing. But yeah. So that was kind of a ridiculous thing yesterday. I want to say that was probably about $40 worth of instant noodles that they seized. Fancy stuff. And they were like, oh, we have to give you a fee. Because it's a business, right? I'm like, well, it's It's considered like a hobby. So we add the seasoning and we stir it up. There's our Mr. Noodle. Now, how do we make it a Canadian prison ramen burrito? By the way, Miles is home today because of the coronavirus. He doesn't have it, but our school district here is closed for 2 freaking weeks. Overreaction. Anyway, so I got some Doritos up in Canada. See? That fromage. Can you see that? Fromage. Canadian Doritos. Stir that up. I think this is going to make a real zesty prison ramen style burrito. And then what else did I get? What is like intrinsically Canadian? Old Dutch ketchup chips. I mean, come on. That's like, yeah. The only thing I didn't, I was thinking, man, maybe I should like douse this in maple syrup. And then I was thinking like, no, maybe not. But yeah, they reek of ketchup, and I think that's gonna really work well. I think this is all gonna play together like the wonder of time itself. Although we might need some more water in here. This is kinda dry. Let me get that. See if that did the trick. It doesn't have to have a whole heck. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. Just a nice splash, mind you. Oh well, maybe a little more. Maybe just a touch more. Gotta get that desired consistency. Yeah, that's sloppy. Ooh, that might be a little too sloppy. We'll see. Alright, so now see, I was kind of debating it. I was thinking like, what if I just used small Ziploc bags instead of making a big one, and I could make prison ramen taquitos? But no, that's just a little too adventurous for me today. Okay, so here's our bag. We need Mr. Ladle. Mr. Ladle, where are you? You must be around here somewhere. The Ladle of Kings. So I think next time we're in Canada, maybe I'll find a Canadian ladle. Yeah. In the comments below, link to your videos of yourselves saying Canadian ladle really fast, as well as trying to take Canadian and ladle, you know, like ladle, Canadian ladle, and do what you need to do. I'm here for it. So let's put this in here. The children don't have the coronavirus. My wife has a cold, and I myself have had quite a bit of caffeine today, so I think this is the right time to make a Canadian prison ramen burrito. Don't you? Especially after the events of Miles! Of noise that Miles is making. Miles has got a microwave. It's a toy microwave, and he opens the door and closes the door. I think because he sees me do that, but I don't do it at the speed that he likes to do it. Alrighty, so we have a big Ziploc bag full of ramen, potato chips, and other potato chips. Now we're gonna roll this puppy up. This is the tricky part. It's all about getting this sucker as tight as possible. And I think we're about there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever witnessed in your entire life. More beautiful than the birth of your children. More beautiful than happiness. More beautiful than I don't know. Many things. If you'd like to leave a comment below on how beautiful this preparation of this burrito is and how, like, compare it to things that it's more beautiful than, please do so. There will not be a prize today. Alright. Come on, suck it. And our burrito, our beautiful burrito. So beautiful. So it's going to be 20 minutes with this burrito. And yeah, that's kind of what it just does. It just sits there. It's kind of funny because if you just put it like this and then leave it on fast or then speed it up, it ends up with this kind of, you can see like little bubbles and stuff kind of percolate through it. But I won't bore you with looking at that for 20 minutes. But in the meantime, let's do a couple of these tickets. They're starting to pile up. I've got a lot of these Monopoly ticket deal things. I was kind of like going all in on it, and now I'm just like 50 cents off Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Snack Crack. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Or is it Hickory Farm? I think it's Pepperidge Farm remembers. They remember things. 50 cents off AA batteries. Durus name brand AA's. 50 cents isn't even a bump against the ridiculously high prices you're gonna find at a grocery store for that. What's the instant win? More of these. Yeah, I got enough of these. I should set a timer. Let's do that. 10, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. No, I'm not going to do this for 20 minutes. 50 cents off Vlasic pickles. That was kind of something I was thinking about too, because another national treasure of our friends up north, the Canadians, is free shutterfly is pickle Old Dutch potato chips, dill pickle chips. So it's like I think the ketchup ones were the right way to go. Children are enjoying themselves, making loud noises. But that's okay. I'm being pretty loud myself. More trash. But yeah, we live, like, if you walk down that way, you'll hit Kirkland, Washington. The foaming, dripping, expunging, 50 cents off Mott's applesauce cups. The Love Nest and Freaky Deaky area of the COVID-19 magical wonder known as the coronavirus, just down the road. Miles' school district has been closed now. It'll be closed for 2 weeks. Except for So if your kid is on a team, like a basketball team, in another town, and then their kid is on a team in this school district, that can happen. That game can happen. But They can't go to school. They can't do anything else. But it's just like, you're really going to close all the schools and everything like that and push it all to being online? 50 cents off Coke, Sprite, Seagrams. You're going to... No school. It's dangerous. But hey, basketball. It just seems kind of weird. Hey, $1 off one 16-ounce bottle O Organics pure maple syrup. If I was going to get maple syrup, I would have gotten some up in Canada, but thank you. By the way, in Canada, we got oatmeal and peanut butter and honey. Instant winner on one ounce O Organic seasoning mix. That piques my curiosity. Maybe there's something that we could mix with this. Maybe like brown gravy. Maybe make like some poutine burrito prison insanity. Enjoy the $5 off at Shutterfly, something or rather. But yeah. Instant winner, Signature selects canned vegetables. When you need vegetables, get them in a can. Don't have them fresh. And yeah, I don't know. Instant winner. Wow, that's a sweet deal. One 6.33 to 12 ounce package of Frigo cheese heads string cheese. That's a good one. That's actually a really... Thank you very much. We enjoy string cheese, especially my daughter Miriam. We went out on a stroll today, did a lot of errands. Instant win, more game pieces. I'll actually use that one at the store. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, the burrito. Ooh, yeah, it's setting up. Getting nice and solidified. And I think I'm going to do something a little different on this one, too. I think I'm going to go with another one of the wonderful wonders of Canada, which is the magic of cheese. I think I'm going to add cheese to this as a topping. That might require some magic on its own. But, yeah. Try to make it look nice and gooey and drippy. Because that's the way to go. I'm just coming up nothing on some of these. On many of these, I should say. Nothing. Wow, I'm actually almost done with them, so. And I've wasted about 6 minutes of your life peeling Safeway game tickets. Actually, they're for a whole bunch of different stores. Yeah. But yeah, still really irritated that they required us to give up all that fancy stuff. One instant winner! An 8-ounce pack of Lucerne cream cheese! Cheese that's creamy, cream cheese. Use only as directed. Off-label use of cream cheese is not recommended. Instant win, 1 16-ounce bottle of vinegar. Good for making Easter eggs as well as hot sauce. I'll give you my hot sauce recipe. So get like a pound of some kind of pepper. I like to use Fresno peppers. They look like red jalapenos. And then I get some peeled garlic, like a lot of it. What else? Some tomatillos. Carrot puree baby food. Oh, here's the last one. And you get all that. You take the vinegar and you take the solid stuff and you boil it down. You boil it down for quite a while. And then you put it all in a blender, blend the heck out of it, add a bunch of the baby food, blend the heck out of it, And then the trick is you need this stuff called xanthan gum. It's spelled Xanthan, and then gum. And you put a little bit of that in there, not much. That stuff is a binder, and it makes it so, because if you just blended it up, bottled it, and put it out on the shelf, you'd have colored vinegar up here and sludge down at the bottom. That xanthan gum, I've got hot sauce that I made like 10 years ago that's mostly still cohesive. Not edible. Well, I wouldn't eat it, but yeah. So anyways, there's 12 minutes left. I'm out of words to use, so you sit and stay put. I'll be right back in a minute. We'll take this bad freaking burrito and make it perfection for you. All right. And it is time to unsheathe our burrito. Look at that. Okay. Put down a nice plate. Now, as I've mentioned to you folks before, I know a lot of you like to save things, scrapbook them, do all these kind of weird things, but you don't need to hold on to these bags. And I know it's really hard for you, but you want to save a memento of your occasion of making your own burrito. I apologize, my daughter is having a dramatic outburst, it sounds like. But let's see. Here's what we do. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Now I know this really is gonna drive a lot of you guys nuts, but there we are. And we want to center this, at least I want to center this perfectly as possible. Right about there. And so what I'm going to do is just pinch the corners. Come on there. And just kind of unwrap it slowly, because it is kind of greasy-ish. And then we have our beautiful, all Canadian wonder of the North that I'm sure people in Canadian prison don't have all the stuff to be able to make, but well, you could probably get these 3 ingredients, but Ziploc, no, they'd have to use a regular trash bag. There you are. Can you see that? I hope you can, because that's kind of a crappy, yeah, you can't, sorry. But there it is. There's our burrito. Now, what I want to do this time, I'm going to add some cheese. This is Colby Jack cheese. I know, not exactly Canadian, I don't think, but it definitely needs to be cheese. And here comes the cheese. Alright, and I'll be right back after that's been melted. Alright, are you ready? Here we go. I gotta turn that off, cancel, off. There it is. I'm going to add a little bit of spring onion to it. And the floor. Oops. And yeah, I'm going to let you look at that while it rotates for a minute or so. And then I'll take it away to get some pictures taken. And then we will try the Canadian prison ramen burrito. So let's rotate and ooh, this plate is freaking hot. Here we go. Alright, so the beauty shots are done, and here is our homage to Canada in a prison ramen burrito style way. So let's right about here, let's do a slow slice on through. This one's set up really well. It seems like it's probably the firmest one I've done yet, which is interesting. I think the fact that I used potato chips instead of all corn ingredients might have had something to do with that. But as you can see, this whole thing just lifts up like a serious chunk. And it is a solid block of, yeah. So I think, alright, let's give it a try. So this is Doritos Spicy Chicken Mr. Noodles and Old Dutch Barbecue potato chips. All ingredients sourced in the Great White North. Here we go. So, as expected, I've had this spicy chicken instant noodle before, and I'm getting just the faintest hint of the seasoning sachet from that. Very faint. It's really not even there to speak of. What I'm mostly getting are the chips, and you get a bit of acidity from the ketchup, a little sweetness, a lot of saltiness, and a little bit of nacho cheese flavor you would get and expect from Doritos. Now let's try the cheese addition sector, perhaps with a slight bit of spring onion. And it's amazing, this one just slices so freaking well. I think the Indomie one did really nicely too. And that one I used the Chitato Indomie chips on. Wow, you can like, this is like the perfect serving prison ramen burrito. It's like, wow, check this out. Huh. Just flat and perfect. And you could like deep fry these things. I don't know that it would be a good plan, but you could do it. So there's some spring onion on top. And yeah, I mean, you can literally, well, it's losing cohesion. But yeah, let's give this a try. Oop. That's pretty good. It's kind of dry. I would recommend maybe like a kind of hot sauce or something with it. Wow, this thing is just such a solid chunk though. And like the other ones, not all of them, but many of them, the Dorito aspect kind of almost turns into a meat. It has this weird kind of consistency. And when you think about it, take a Dorito. I mean, it's a tortilla chip. So, what do you get when you make a fried tortilla wet? You can get like a wet tortilla, I guess. So, but yeah, this is pretty rad. The only thing that is not a Canadian ingredient is the cheese and the spring onion, but everything else was sourced in Canada. But yeah, well, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you don't have the coronavirus. I hope if you buy some neat stuff to eat from up in Canada and bring it home, it arrives safely. So with that, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles every day. Have a good one. Bye.